Welcome back to the channel, guys. Just wanted to make a short video about my trip to Hong Kong and Vietnam. And when I usually travel, I always have a celebratory alcoholic beverage at the airport lounge, just relax. But this trip I did something very different, and I've never done it before over my last 15 years of travel, and that is zero alcohol. I found it to be really enlightening because I think when we travel, we tend to focus on the hedonistic pleasures of not needing to work, not needing to wake up at a certain time, and just really indulging in life's pleasures. So this trip, I decided that I was not going to drink at all. And one of the advantages is, right from the get-go, you're saving a lot of money. Think about the money you save when you order a meal and you don't order a drink, because in some countries, drinks can be as much as one meal. So if you order a starters are, say, usually 20 Australian dollars. One cocktail is 20 Australian dollars. So you've just doubled that. We didn't have to buy any drinks with the meal. If you're going to be budgeting in your travels, no alcohol is budget friendly. Another thing that I didn't do this time is go to any bars, any clubs. And one of the delights of traveling is going to some of the bars and clubs of other countries and really indulging in types of specialties, what they offer in terms of alcohol, and just the scene of partying, the scene of drinking. This is what we mostly look forward to when we go out on a night out. We didn't do that this trip. You know what? I didn't miss it at all. Before this trip, I have gone on a no alcohol streak for quite some time. In the end stages of 2022, I actually decided that I was gonna drink a lot less. So this didn't mean no alcohol. It just meant that I'm not gonna be drinking every weekend. Before that, Friday afternoon, I would have 2 or 3 drinks. Saturday, another 2 or 3 drinks. Sunday, 2 or 3 drinks. And if you look up the definition of chronic drinking, I think it's 2 to 3 standard drinks a week is chronic drinking. So I was a chronic drinker. One of the things I noticed about not drinking is when you get to Friday, you are feeling great, not only because it's the end of the week, but you're looking forward to the drink. And what you don't understand is it takes your body a couple of days to fully get the alcohol out of your system, to fully replenish not only the physiological aspects of getting rid of the drink, but also the psychological disruptions that alcohol causes. What I didn't realize was after drinking from Friday to Sunday, it would take me 3 to 4 days to feel amazing again. And then I would do the same cycle again. So it's just this roller coaster effect of up, down, up, down. When I gave drinking a month break, I realized I was just on this ascension. Every single day I was not drinking, I was getting more energy, more clarity, and I was just feeling so much better. And for that whole year, I didn't abstain fully. I went to Japan, which I wanted to enjoy some of the delights in Japan. All right, so we ordered some sake, and this breaks my non-drinking streak of just under 4 months, but here we go. Kanpai. All right, let's see how this tastes. It's nice and warm, and it's perfect for this cold spring evening. I wanted to enjoy some celebrations with my friends at their wedding, but overall in 2023, I rarely had any alcoholic beverages. And on my latest trip to Vietnam and Hong Kong with zero alcohol, I really found the benefit of waking up fresh, ready to explore. And there's something magical about waking up early, and when the city is just about to open up its own eyes, barely anyone on the streets, especially like a country like in Vietnam where there's motorbikes everywhere. It's kind of serene, it's different. Most people won't see it at 5 a.m. in the morning, 6 a.m. in the morning, and it's kind of beautiful. But you wouldn't be able to do that unless you were well rested, or you had a flight to catch on your own free will. You're not going to be doing that if you had alcohol, because alcohol really messes up your sleep and in turn hangovers. Hangovers, I just can't do them anymore. I don't think I ever had a hangover in my 20s. I would like to say that hangovers didn't affect me, or I didn't know what they were. Maybe I just felt a bit tired. In your 30s, there's just this veil over your eyes, and the things you're seeing is like slow motion. So if I turn my head this way, my vision will just catch up. It would persist throughout the whole day. By the time you get to 3 p.m, it's like you need a nap. And I didn't want that in my travels, because last time I traveled to Hong Kong, I remember I had a big night out, and the next day it was really hard to enjoy the sights and all the activities that I had planned the next day. So was I tempted to have a drink? I'm thinking, yeah, I could, but I was traveling with Rachel, who also is on that bandwagon of not drinking. I think you need someone who is like-minded. If you're thinking of quitting alcohol, especially while traveling, you need to be traveling with someone that also doesn't drink, because it's very easy when you're in the mood and you're in a place that you usually don't go to, and your friend just suggests, let's have one drink. And then that one turns into two, and it easily snowballs. So you have to have someone that's like-minded, that's going to keep you on track if you're thinking about doing no alcohol. And I know that when you go on a overseas trip, I know when you go on travel, you tend to put on weight. Alcohol is a big culprit of weight gain, because it is still calories going into your body. There's no nutrition in those calories, so we call them empty calories, but there are still calories going in. And when you go on a big night drinking, you add those calories to all the daily food intake that you already have, and there you go, there's more weight gain. So a lot of people say they walk it off. I did gain weight from this trip, only because I wanted to eat as much food as possible, because I'm not in these countries for long. But alcohol definitely contributes to weight gain. And finally, I don't see the point of drinking anymore, just because I've educated myself on the effects of alcohol, and I've done a period of no alcohol, and it definitely feels better. So I'm gonna keep this trend up in terms of abstaining from alcohol, but you know you have true control of alcohol when you can easily say no to a drink and also have a drink but not want it anymore. So I've got a few events coming up this year, and I'm pretty certain that I will have one or two, or I might not have any at all. So it just depends on the day. I'm sold on no alcohol because physiologically it doesn't do any good for you, and mentally speaking as well, it keeps you unmotivated, and there's this just veil of a hangover with even one drink. I've had one drink before, and the next day I felt crap. The relationship between alcohol and myself, we finally split up for good.